YouTube. Cut this out, build a beetle. What? What's up, party people? What's up, party people? How y'all doing this morning? One West Killer, big step up, got the side, translated lethal weapon. Hello. Welcome this morning to another edition of Car Chronicles, hosted by Captain Tazaryach of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. If you have a question or comment, please make sure you ask it in the comment section. It's better if you call. The phone number to call if you got a question is 862-224-9027. That's 862-224-9027. Also, you're going to be seeing my moderators put in the chat a link to my Captain Tazaryach TV page. My Captain Tazaryach TV Facebook page, I need y'all to start subscribing on there. That's the easiest way to utilize and capitalize on my actual name. If you go on Facebook, you'll see my slave name. Shut up, Bezos. If you go on Facebook, you'll see Tyree Gas. That is my profile. But if you go to Captain Tazaryach TV, that is my Facebook page. And I want to start utilizing that page. If you'll notice, there's a lot of fresh content on there, almost hourly. A lot of throwback, a lot of good information. I'm going to be putting a lot of firsts on the Captain Tazaryach TV page. So if you could subscribe to that, it'd be greatly appreciated. Y'all making fun of my voice. That is how I order my coffee. When I go and I say, hey, can I get can I get a venti sized iced hazelnut oat milk shaken espresso, extra shot of espresso, and brown sugar protein foam? Thank you. Yo, y'all like a fucking family within the family within the family within the family, man. I be talking to y'all. I feel like we grew up together. Hold on. Let's see. What I'm gonna play? What I'm gonna play next? What I'm gonna play next? I'm gonna play one more, I think. Let me just see which one I'm gonna play. Let me see. Since we played Not Tazaryach earlier, I'm gonna play Unindoctrinated. Where you at? Serious. If you're looking for a Christ man, one who knowing it with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord, to do His will, I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put your face in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make up money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo slave shit. What the fuck he do for blacks in his administration? I'm waiting, pacing like a saint. Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate your ass the same. Hate Christ in their image, hate you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soul niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline and get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lies sound promising. Prophecy, gift and a curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you rather die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of war. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on your leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, class was being held by the shot on my life. I wanted to be a gangster like a tide. Do this for my brothers, world brotherhood. Anything we do, we gotta up this book. My nigga, I could never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, we ain't got nothing to give them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your honor, any murder by them, it gotta hug from your honor. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. Hell for the war, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priest bringing back royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the street. I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ice agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game. Put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose by the Lord, we can never be the same. Soon as they born, the rookie goes astray. They left the truth, they wouldn't put us anyway. Niggas weak, they just saying anything to be truthful. We don't want no cowards anyway. Look, coronavirus, that's a plague. You don't get too much sleep when you waking up the dead. First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath and that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they live. I'm a priest, I never stick no cock in no bed. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig a couple gaps, I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve
The one rib I got one rib.
Came back to my roots, I had to dig a couple gaps, I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in that Christian church.
He said they got a rib. I'm married to this work. That's my rib. Hey man, two things I want to say. I wanted to say this yesterday, and I didn't have time to say it. So let me say it now. That Garfield channel is a dick-eating channel. I just want to make sure I say that publicly so that it's said by my voice, my words, channel titles, misleading y'all, saying shit I ain't say. I don't know what the fuck he on. He's definitely a dick eater. Remember, Cap said it. And I meant that shit. Dick eater. Like, how many times you gonna put my name in the title, lying on the damn title? Like, goddamn. Yeah, no pause on that. Dick eater. So, I just want that for the record. Two, I was sent this, I'm gonna make somebody remind me to say that shit again when there's more people in the room, so everybody could know that Captain Tazaryach said he's a dick eater. That's what I said. All right? You know, it is what it is. And I know y'all will remind me, because y'all the best in the world. The best chat in the world. Somebody sent me this. This is a description of TGC, the Genesis Church. Yeah, we got snow this weekend. We got they made it seem like, let me tell you something, boy. They told y'all be listening to the news. Listen, when they say weather's coming, of course you want to prepare for the weather. But I learned I think in my 20s, I've been living on my own since I was, I guess you could say, when I got in the military. So when I left for the military when I was 19, so you can say I've been living on my own since 19. When I got out the military, I came back and I was living with my mom from about 97 to 99. So for about a 2-year, when I came home. And but I learned in my early 20s, maybe like 25, 27, when it come to that weather, you prepare for the weather, but it ain't the end of the world. You ever notice when there's a bad snowstorm coming, people go spend $200 on food? I shouldn't even say that now, but they spend all this money on food like they about to be snowed in for months. I never understood that. Man, buy yourself, get you a meal for about 2 days, you be all right. Your ass going outside. You ain't snowed and you ain't getting no damn Alaska snow. You ain't getting North Pole snow. Thank you, Bezos. Like, yeah, like I just don't get it. I don't get why people go, hey man, you better go dig in, buy all the toilet paper, buy the paper towels. There's a snow blizzard coming. So, so we did get some snow, but it wasn't as bad as everybody thought. It wasn't that deep. But I do want to read the Genesis Church. So somebody sent me the description of the Genesis Church, And they would like me to read the description of the Genesis Church on my live stream. So the Genesis Church is the formerly, it's so many formerlies. You got former GMS, former Sakari, former Genesis Camp, to now they're called TGC, the Genesis Church. So I'm going to read it because somebody sent it to me to read. So let's read what it says. I'm going to read the description. This is the description. It says they joined December 30th, 2025. This is the Genesis Church description. I'm going to read it. It's called TGC Ministries. Description. It says, no camps affiliation. I think ISUBK should start charging niggas because it's a lot of thievery going on. There's a lot of people stealing. I remember there was a time when we said we wasn't affiliated and everybody hated us for it. Now everybody taking our shit. Now nobody want to be affiliated. So I wonder what all you niggas that was hugging them niggas nuts, now that they say they no camp affiliation, what y'all think about that? You nut hugging ass nigga. Let me stop. Let me try. I'm gonna try to be nice. Listen, I'm gonna try. You can tell I'm getting better because the shit talking just getting crazy and back to normal. The shit talking is going right back to normal. For all you nut hugging ass, Genesis loving ass niggas, how y'all feel now that your camp that you was trying to affiliate with them niggas, now they say no camps affiliation. They just dissed all y'all niggas. The niggas played in y'all face, man. Niggas played all in y'all face, man. Pause. Anyway, Priest Haka. He's no longer deacon. Priest. Listen, every time when you leave and start another group, you always it's like the shit come with a rank raise. So you can't be deacon, you got to be priest. It got to come with a rank raise. Priest Haka is a biblical specialist and high-level teacher who has been engaged in rigorous scriptural study and instruction since 2008. Now, y'all know this priestess ass nigga is lying. Because if he's been a biblical specialist, why is his shit changed? You know who's a biblical specialist? Commanding General Yohana. Because his shit ain't changed. General Hyman, General Mayak, General Hazayan, General Shalimar, General Katham, General Cabal, Captain Tawar, Captain Mashak, Captain Tazaryach, Captain Mawakwa, Captain Akar, Captain Ayatha. Like I could run the list down, Captain Kahan. I could run the list down, Captain Shapar Napai. So I could run the list down. Because when you go back and watch a video from 2010, I'll just use myself as an example. No. So if you go back and watch a video from Commanding General Yohana, from them old Black Watch tapes, and you watch them today, it's the same thing. Because he's a scholar. Never changed. I mean, that's what scholarship should be leveled at. If your doctrine has consistently changed. And just think about this. It says engaged in rigorous scriptural study and instruction since 2008 with over 17 years of academic and ministerial experience. He serves as the lead instructor. So when you think about that, if he's changing, but before he changed, he was the top teacher or top scholar in university and all of that shit, but then he had to change what it was universally taught, and what his university was teaching has to now change. I'm just gonna let me keep reading it. He serves as the lead instructor of Genesis congregation, specializing in biblical exegesis, historical theology, His work emphasizes biblical analysis of the so-called African Americans, indigenous Latinos, and children of Israel. I guarantee you that change. I'm guaranteeing. Listen, that's going to be the next thing to change. That whole so-called African American, indigenous, and all that shit. It says, Genesis Church affirms salvation to all nations. Jesus Christ. Taught alongside obedience to God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Listen, you know what that means. Them nations that come in there and say, yeah, I'll stop eating pork. That white man that come and say, yeah, I'll stop eating pork. He'll say, I'll stop eating pork. Can I come in there? Sure. You going to give up Jesus being God? Yeah, I'll give up Jesus being God. Them white people going to be right up in there with him. Here's the part that I thought was funny. This says, he is joined by Brother Hassad. So now, let me see if I get this right. This is funny as hell to me. Let me see if I get this right. So Hassad leaves Sakari. He joins and starts the Genesis Israelites with Deacon Hakah. But Deacon goes from Deacon to Priest Hakah. Hassad goes from Hassad to Brother Hassad. And this is what it says. It says, he is joined by Brother Hassad, a rising theological intellect. Yo, in this write-up, he just shitted on his brother. He called his brother, this nigga he said his brother is a rising, he said, Brother Hassad, a rising theological intellect known for sharp articulation, precision, and disciplined reasoning. He just shitted on his own brother. Damn, so Hassad left Sakari to be Hassad. Deacon left Sakari to be the priestess and shit. Deacon said it's only room for one rank raise. It's only room. You can't make this bullshit up. You can't make this shit up, man. Hope y'all don't think that is nasty, but I don't want to swallow the cold. Listen, man, you can't make that shit up. The nigga called him Brother Hassad and said he's rising. You know when you say rising, when you say somebody is rising, you calling that a young nigga. You calling, that's a little nigga. Come here, little nigga. Come in. Hey, this the little nigga ride. This the rising brother. This is the young brother rising up. This little nigga right here. Let me pat him on his head. This brother coming up right here. How the fuck you get sunned in your own shit? In your own write-up? Them niggas is not brothers, y'all. I'm telling y'all. When I tell y'all, them niggas is not brothers, they not brothers. They don't have a sense of brotherhood. This is a write-up that they put on their live. Look at this. Deacon Hakah, look at the write-up. Deacon Hakah, Priestess Hakah, is a biblical specialist, high-level teacher who has been engaged in rigorous scriptural study and instruction since 2008 with over 17 years of academic and ministerial experience. When it gets to a side, I want to go through this one more time. This nigga said, when it comes to Brother Hassad, it says, he is joined by Brother Hassad, a rising theological intellect known for sharp articulation. Where is the same compliment? Oh my God. Like, how do you do that to the cat that's supposed to be your right-hand man? Like, how do you do that to your boy? How do you do that? That's nasty work, man. And that's y'all niggas. This y'all niggas. This y'all niggas right there. That shit is that's crazy work. As I said, welcome to another edition of welcome to another edition of Car Chronicles. I'm your host with the most, Captain Tazaryach of ISUPK. As I said, periodically, you're going to hear me say Garfield is a dick eater. He keep putting my name in the title. And I don't know why he's putting my name in the title in such a derogatory fashion. I know, and I shouldn't say that. I do know why he does that. So you got to put my name in the title in a derogatory fashion to get attention. But then he'll say, Cap is my Cap. Then he'll say, Cap is my boy, Cap is my brother, Cap is this and all that shit. I can't believe that type of shit. Not when consistently every week my name is in the title in a derogatory fashion. Like now, here's how I reverse it. Sonetta is my boy. Now, Sonetta is somebody I say is my brother, but he don't put my title, he don't use my name every time my name is in his title in a derogatory fashion. But that's what Garfield seems to love to do, so I can't put Garfield in that same category. I mean, I get clickbait, but goddamn, how much dick eating you gonna do on my name? So he's a dick eater. Until I say otherwise, he's a dick eater. I keep saying it because somebody I know will tell him I said it. All right? So let him find out. And I had texted him, like last week, I think in one title, he said, I wish death on the Genesis niggas. I didn't wish death. Like, I just don't understand what's wrong with these dick-eating ass niggas. But, you know, you got to make a name some kind of way. Don't know, but you can't put Garfield's name in the title and get views. But if you put my name in the title, maybe you'll get some views. There was a subject yesterday. He consumes rock. Bezos. No, I'm not putting pause. I'm not putting pause on that. He's a dick eater, no pause. There was a subject. I was going into the subject yesterday. I didn't get time to go into it because a lot of phone calls came in, which I know me. I love the phone calls. But people wanted me to talk about this subject. So I want to play this video, and then we're going to talk about it. So I'm going to play the video, and then we'll go over it, all right? Just the video. So the title of the video says, hold up. Let me do it like this. Let me see. Hold on. Let me close it and then open it back up. Bear with me 1 second. Somebody had also commented and said Cap has been on a Hall of Fame run this 2025. You know, I haven't realized how much work I've done this year of 2025. But what I will tell y'all, I did an interview with Malakwath last August. And before last August, I had prayed to the Most High. So in 2024, I prayed to the Most High to be able to do more work. And one thing I believe, like when I tell y'all I believe in the Most High, and he answered the prayer so that I could do more work, because this is the only time I really feel fulfilled is when I'm actually doing the work. That's why even as I'm probably about 90% over my cold or flu. And soon as when I got to like 75, I came right back online. Even when Tazaryach came across the line sick, because that's the joy that I get, like being able to teach. And I remember watching, I'll get to the subject, but I remember like I have all the old ISUPK classes. And also too, I wasn't going to say this, but I will say this publicly now. My son was born December 24th. This past, was that Wednesday? So this past Wednesday Yeah, I think everybody knows my son. I was having a son. He was supposed to be born January. I was hoping he would make it closer to when I was born. He was born December 24th. And let me tell y'all something funny about it, though. Let me tell y'all something funny. The whole time, so I'm on a video chat with my rib, right? And she casually, her water just breaks. She don't even know her water broke. She don't even realize it's a water break. She called her, but she when because I forget, so when it breaks or whatever, she doesn't know it's a water break. She just thinks, something happened and she sees some fluid. She don't know what it is. She called the hotline. They tell her to go to the hospital. That's how she found out. So as they waiting to see if she's, if she's gonna have the baby, the whole time I'm praying. This all I prayed for. So now I know that the boy is coming, right? So this is all I prayed for. I said, please don't come out on Jesus' birthday. That's all I said. I said, please don't come out on Jesus' birthday. Please. Anything but that. Don't come out on Jesus' birthday. I do not want that. The whole time, I didn't want him to come out on Jesus' birthday. And he did not. Thank the Lord. Barakatah Yahweh Yahushua. That he did not come out on Jesus' birthday. So as I have the old ISUBK tapes, one of the classes, Tazaryach is teaching one of the classes, is he's saying how when Commander Jenny Hanna was teaching, every time Commander Jenny Hanna was teaching, he was always happy. That's when he was the most happiest. And I can resonate with that because the truth is something like when you get a hold of the truth, and I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for me when it comes to the truth. When it comes to the truth, it's like I do this like a man that owes a debt that can never be paid. Like I don't know that I can pay enough or do enough. I don't think I could teach enough, counsel enough, debate enough, obey enough. I don't think I could do enough to, repent, be honest. So this has been a way, like these Card Chronicles has been a major blessing. Like all praises to the Most High for the Card Chronicles, because it's a way for me to give back and teach and be able to communicate with a lot of people. Like I'm gonna give y'all an example. When y'all see these live streams, like right now, this live stream says 246 people, right? When these live streams is over, like yesterday's live stream, when it was over, it was really 10,000 people. At one point on this live stream, there was more likes on the live stream yesterday than there was people watching, because the consistent number would say 245 like it says now. But it's always people coming in and out of the live, watching the live. And so it'll usually show so I'll show you, for example, on the studio, if I go to yesterday's live, for example, it'll say the live was, let me see if it gives the watch time hours. So it'll say 11,000. So it has 11.7, it has 11,000 views, 1.3 thousand watch hours is how many hours that it has. So that's people coming in and out and stuff like that. Speaking of talking about liking the live, we got 241 people in here. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? Go ahead and double tap that screen. Hit the little like button. I tell you what, if y'all want that extra day of the sale, because the sale ends tomorrow. Sale ends tomorrow. Now, if you want that sale to end on the 31st instead of the 30th, you might want to get them likes up. That's all I'm saying. No, that's all I'm saying. I would greatly appreciate it. So now here's the video. So on this video, it says mother cancels Christmas gifts in video confrontation. Excuse me, in video confronting daughters over bad behavior. This is why I said Christmas is like the worst holiday ever created in mankind. So let's check it out.
See how you didn't get nothing for Christmas?
No.
It's a shame that I couldn't even buy y'all nothing for Christmas. Because you want to act up in school and you want to be a follower. It's a shame. What you have to say for yourself?
Sorry.
That's it? Look, nothing under the tree for y'all. Nothing. It hurts my feelings. That I could, like, come on. Y'all need to get it together. Do y'all understand?
Yeah.
See how you didn't get nothing for Christmas?
No.
It's a shame that I couldn't even buy y'all nothing for Christmas. Because you act up in school and you want to be a follower. It's a shame. What you have to say for yourself?
Sorry.
That's it?
Let me tell you something, man.
Look, nothing under the...
That's probably like the most disgusting thing I think I've seen. Right? And at the same time, so I was gonna do this story yesterday. And so before I talk about it today, I saw this article, right? It's this site I follow on Instagram. It's called The Parent Cub, right? And it says the number one cause of yelling and power struggles isn't child misbehavior, it's parents repeating themselves. It says studies show every extra reminder spikes frustration by 40% and wires defiance in the brain. Most parents have no idea they're creating the conflict they want to stop. Here's the hidden habit that quietly destroys calm at home, right? And so when you think about this, I guarantee you she couldn't afford those gifts. And so she used them kids acting up as an excuse to not get him any gifts. How do you think those kids feel? They'll hate Christmas. So now, because they believe in Santa Claus, because they believe in Christmas, for a whole entire year, they're going to hate Christmas. They're never going to look forward to Christmas. Their memory now is that they ain't shit. They mama don't think they ain't shit. They mama told Santa they ain't shit. And then the other one is a follower. So now you know what they also gonna hate? The one that's called the follower is gonna hate the sister that she followed. That's the whole circle or cycle of trauma that comes from this one stinking ass holiday. Yep, XYZ said it best. When they get older, they'll remember that. Kids is something, man. Like when it comes to children, a couple weeks ago I had made a video which even my mother called me about. And I said, you got to stop beating your kids. And I don't mean stop beating your kids like you shouldn't discipline your kids ever, but beating your kids in a sense like we think getting the switches and the belts and, you know, torturing your kid is the way you discipline your kid. Even yelling at the kids is not the way that you discipline your kids, because they don't understand. Like, just think about this. When you, as a grown man, as a grown woman, if someone yells at you, it makes you defiant when they yelling at you. And what is the term that you say? It's not what you say, it's how you say it. When it comes to a child's brain, for some reason, we believe that a child has developed that you're teaching them this great lesson. Children don't develop that you're teaching them a great lesson through yelling. Children don't develop that you're teaching them a lesson through Christmas, because the whole time leading up to Christmas, and I'm gonna tell you something. For them girls to be that young, I don't know what these two look. Let me play the video again. I want y'all to look at these two little girls and tell me what the fuck could they have done that could have warranted not getting anything for Christmas. Let's say if we all, so we're going to put ourselves all in the world of celebrating this holiday. I want y'all to look at the girls. Let me see the question real quick. How do you discipline your old? Oh, 1 second. I'll get to that in a second. So I want y'all to look at these girls, and then I want to know what could they have done. So let's watch it. Look at the little girls.
No.
It's a shame that I couldn't even buy y'all nothing for Christmas.
Look at them little
Because you
girls.
want to act up in school and you want to be a follower. It's a shame. What you have to say for yourself?
Sorry.
That's it? Look, nothing under the tree for y'all.
So
Nothing.
she acted up in school. Now, unless she beating little kids' ass or some shit like that, I don't know what these little kids could have done to not get nothing for Christmas. I don't know what they could have done. So there's no lesson. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Charles from New York.
What's going on, brother? You got a question or comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on that video.
Okay.
That video is so disgusting. And just like you said, it's so many days in a year, and then you wait to talk to your kids to show them they're not getting gifts if you celebrate Christmas. And you got an empty tree. You took time to put that tree up in your house. And then you stand your kids and take a video and then chastise them over what they did or if they did it to punish them.
Yeah. And then
Like you said,
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
yeah, that's child abuse.
Definitely.
That's straight up child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at it. It's so sickening to see that it got to be our people doing that, and then they let it rock on the internet, and everybody get to see it because they want us to get likes and whatnot. It's just disgusting, man.
Most high, yeah, it definitely is. It's an alarming video because, and this is what I learned as a parent dealing with children from an infant until my oldest is 24. What I learned as a parent is to talk to them at their mental capacity. And I learned that from dealing with adults because every adult doesn't have the same mental capacity. Like we're not, like people, they like to say like we all created equal and all that shit. No, we're not. Even if you put 30 people, you take 30 kids, put them in any grade school, you're going to have an A class, a B class, a C class. That's what you're going to have out of them 30 kids, no matter what the percentages are. You're going to always have some children that are going to excel. You're going to have some children that are not going to excel. You can have some people in the middle. And then what you have to do is know how to communicate collectively to all of them when you're talking to them as a collective, and then how to deal with them individually. Even when I teach and I learned this part from General Hyman, how he teaches class, even when you're teaching, when we teach online class to adults, when we teach in an online class, when I'm talking on the Car Chronicles, it's going to be different than if I'm talking to somebody one-on-one. So now when you're talking to children, if you're talking to a 5-year-old, there's a term called old soul. When I was coming up, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Black and Latinos can relate to this, we would always, if a kid acted more mature than their age, we would always say that they have an old soul. That's a terminology that we would use. We would say, oh, he been here before, she been here before. And we would say that based on them not acting their age. And all that meant was that their level of maturity was greater than someone else's level of maturity. It doesn't knock that the person that's not as mature as the other one. It just means that the way that I could communicate with this person, I could communicate different with this person. And so when it comes to disciplining kids, you have to remember, first of all, whatever it is that they did wrong, how I communicate with them, is that going to help them not do it again? Or am I just going to yell at them? Or is the whole goal of scolding them and forget them not doing it anymore? Or is the whole goal of punishing them but not teaching them the lesson? Am I just going to punish them with no lesson? Like what that mother did does not teach them not to be good in school. That's going to teach them to say F it, because I didn't get, even if I ain't going to get nothing for Christmas, why am I going to be good? Why am I going to change my mind? Why am I going to do anything different? Santa don't like me. Mama don't like me. Rudolph don't like me. The little elves don't like me. Nobody likes me. I might as well just keep doing this fucked up shit. How do I know? Because that's how I was. that don't teach no lesson. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I just wanted to add two quick things. And that's like the snowball effect of having a slave mentality, like you punishing your children for what? Because you can't control your children, you didn't raise your children right. And the second thing is, where was the father in the video? But this goes back to what you say about most of our Black women, Latino women, they do this out of spite of the father. And I saw people roll in the chat about well, the father didn't bring gifts or something. They wasn't chastising the father, but they said the father didn't bring gifts or whatever. The father probably can't even see his kids. And that's why them kids is going through that. But that's what I'll close with, yeah.
No sweat. I appreciate it, man. And you're probably right. The father, who knows what that I mean, if she talking like that to them kids, ain't no telling how she talking to that father. Ain't no telling what she said to that father.
Yep. Yep. And then, Cap, one more quick thing too. And just like the kids not getting no presents, now they go to school, they ain't got no new fly clothes, they ain't got this and that. Now they get bullied in school. And now they're gonna act up in school as well. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to say.
Because if you grow up, and before you go, because if you grow up celebrating Christmas, there's three exciting parts going to school. If you celebrate the white man's holidays, the first day of school is always important. The first day after Christmas break and the Monday after Easter. Because the first day of school, that's when you got your freshest and your first day you trying to show out and the whole nine, laying everything out. For after Christmas break, you get to tell everybody what you got for Christmas. First time after Christmas, you telling everybody. Is the number pinned? Hold on, let me make sure my phone number is pinned. Hold on 1 second. You making sure? The phone number's pinned to the top. If anybody want to call, the number's pinned to the top. When the Christmas break is over, you get to come and say you got all your He-Man toys, your racetracks, your PS5, whatever, Barbie dolls, whatever you got. You talk about all the gifts that you got, and the day after Easter, because you had your little Easter suit and all that shit like that. And now when you go to school and they find out your parents ain't get you shit, you fucked up in the game.
Yep. All right, Cap. I appreciate it.
Hey, no sweat, brother. Take care.
All right, Cap.
All right. There's a brother that's calling me on WhatsApp. I think I had tried calling him the other day. I'm going to call him now. Let's see if I can get him on the line. Yeah, I used to have them He-Man toys. He-Man, Voltron. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Cap. My name is Rick. I'm calling from the UK.
Okay, brother. You got a question or comment?
Yes, I do. I might as well stay on topic because the whole Christmas thing, then I'll get into my other questions from previous calls. But yeah, I'm a Christian, but I've been watching your videos like pretty much the whole Christmas, binge watching it, and learning a lot of stuff.
Right.
And it's kind of crazy to me that I had to learn from an outsource about, like, I didn't even know that the whole Christmas tree thing was in that, like, God forbid it, in the Bible. I knew Christmas was pagan. Everyone said Christmas was pagan, but I didn't take no notice of it. But like, it's kind of crazy to me that I didn't learn like that Christmas being a pagan holiday that God forbid is actually in the Bible, literally. You know what I mean? So that kind of brought like like send off alarms in my head kind of thing. What else are they dilly-dallying about kind of thing? So yeah, that's the Christmas thing. But what I wanted to really ask about was like, because during watching your videos for the past like weeks or 2 weeks, binge watching them, I realized that, you know, the commandments are very important, but I'm very confused because, as I said, I'm a Christian, but we believe that, you know, some of the laws don't permit. So I'm quite kind of confused what laws.
You said you're a Christian, but do you follow the law?
I didn't know what that really means. I thought that means, you know, like, you know, don't sin, don't commit adultery, like the basics, really. I didn't know, like,
right.
the other laws.
So you think about, I got it. So most Christians will say, like, the 10 commandments, but you don't have to keep nothing else?
They don't put it like that. They just never explain the other commandment. They never bought. I never was aware of those. I didn't even know there was more. I knew there was like commandments back in the days, but I never knew that we should kind of. It's still, but which makes sense because Jesus said he never came to, you know, destroy them. Right. So,
but now see what you said about Christmas and what you said about Christian is the same exact thing. You see how you said you never knew that the Christmas tree was in the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see how you say you never knew about all the other laws that we had to keep?
Yeah.
The Christian church taught you both concepts, right?
Yeah, they told me that you know, like it's an old thing kind of thing.
That's why. So in essence, Christianity is the problem. Christianity, and what they taught you is why. Because, and the same way you was taught is the same way I was taught. I never saw the Christmas tree in the Bible until I came into the truth. And I've read that. And the crazy part about it is I have read the Bible a bunch of times. And I don't know if like when like the Lord, in the book of Isaiah, the Lord said he put a spirit of deep sleep on the prophets of Israel. So maybe there's a spirit of deep sleep on us as Christians when we're reading the Bible, that we don't get understanding until we come into the truth. Because once I came into the truth, my memory of reading the verses got a lot better. My understanding got better. And then when I read Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, I'll never forget, man, when I first came into the truth, I had two best friends, right? One name was Danny, one name was Andrew. My friend Andrew was a drummer at a church. Me and him was like this. We was tight. And around the time I'm coming into it, his whole family, they was over at the house, and I'm telling him about it. I'm like, I ain't celebrating Christmas. And he like, why? And when I explain it to him, he tells me how, he said, you won't come to my house and tell me that with my family. I said, yes, I will. So I go to his house. So it's him, his father, his mother, his brothers, and I know all of them. I've known them for like years. So this is like 2009. So I've known them since 2001. So this is 9 years I've known them. And I go in their house. I read Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, describes the whole tree. They look at me and say, yeah, we knew that was in there. And it was like maybe 10, 15 seconds of me after me reading it, they say, hey man, so what time we coming tomorrow and put the tree up? It's like I didn't even say nothing. And from that moment, that brother was never my friend again. Said I was in a cult. Used to try to bash me the whole night. We stopped being friends over Christmas. Stopped being friends in the whole 9 yards over that shit. But that's what the truth does. Same thing with the law. How you said you didn't know that there was other laws you had to keep. Neither did I. I thought smoking weed was okay. Eating shrimp was okay. Then when I read Matthew 5:17, when it says, Christ think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets, but whosoever break the least commandment and teach me. So now I'm learning I got to keep those laws.
Right. And another thing, sorry, I'm sick too. I got the flu over here. But this is a real red flag for me because I've been going to church since I was born in a church, right? Like I got pictures of me being a baby inside the church, right? So I'm thinking like why is it taking me like why am I learning more now within this whole 2 weeks of watching a guy on YouTube than them teaching? Like, for instance, right? Like the whole, like for instance, the Genesis. It's like witchcraft because I read Genesis before and I never knew there was two creations of man in the Bible. There's one in Genesis 1 and one in Genesis 2, which is pretty obvious now that I'm reading it, right?
It's not.
But before, people would be just telling me that, it was just Adam and Eve and that's it. And then no one could explain who Cain was afraid of. Now, like, it's clear that there was two different nations being created in Genesis.
No.
So why is that?
Let me clear that up for you. It's not two. It's not two different creations. It's only one creation.
No, creations like nations, like two nations.
No. Simpler than that. It's not. It's only one people being created. Mankind was created in Genesis 1. In Genesis 2 with Adam, he was already alive. Excuse me. Let me say it different. I'm sorry. He was already breathing, but he wasn't a living soul until he got the truth. When it says he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, the breath of life is the law, statutes, and commandments. You can go in Baruch, Baruch 4:1 when it says, "This is the commandments. All that keep the commandments come to life, such as leave it shall die." So when Adam began to keep the commandments, that's when he came to life. Before that, he was in the dust. The dust is right above the dirt. So you got the dirt on the ground. You got the dirt on the ground. The dust right above it, it just represents the low state. Like when it tells Israel to shake themselves from the dust, it's time for us to rise up. So how do we rise up? We rise up by keeping the commandments. Now we begin to live. So it's not two different nations. It's just the Lord put his spirit on Adam. So after the Lord created mankind, he put his spirit on Adam. Adam was the first man in the truth. Eve is the first woman in the truth. That's how you look.
Okay, but there's because previous, like I was researching a lot on like Google, like you can call it ChatGPT, but I use Google Gemini to get more information about like IFBK, and it was saying that like the snake in the garden was like the snake in the field. That was like the beast in the field was what was the beast in the field? Was there like a group of people as well? Because that's why they could talk or something like that.
Remember, when it says in Genesis 3:1. It says the serpent was more subtle than all the beasts of the field. That's what the verse says.
Right.
So that means the serpent wasn't the only beast. There's other beasts in the field, but this serpent, was just more slick than everybody else. So now, the beast, you know who else was a beast? We are beasts. Even today, we're called the lost sheep. Sheep are a beast.
Yeah.
So even us being the lost sheep of the house of Israel, that's the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So we're all beasts. In Ezekiel 34, it says we became a prey to every beast of the field. The other nations are the beasts. So the serpent just represented one of the many nations that was round about Adam and Eve during that time.
Right. And just because I know you got probably other callers, just gonna quick run and then ask a quick question just to help me on the journey, because apparently Israel, because I'm born in Jamaica, so apparently I'm supposed to be part of the tribe of Benjamin or something like that.
You said you in the UK? You said you in the UK?
I was born in Jamaica, but I came to the UK when I was 9.
Okay, so I'm gonna work on I'm gonna get so we communicate on WhatsApp. We got a school in the UK. I'm gonna see how I can get that information to you, and I'm gonna send it to you on WhatsApp. I'm gonna text
Perfect.
I'm gonna text Captain Mashak now to see how I can get that information for you. All right.
Thanks, mate.
All right, no sweat. But you said you had another question.
Yeah, well, one final question is about the law. So basically, like, I know one of the laws says about like, circumcision, but Paul spoke about circumcision, and I don't know, I think he said it's like not required, which I'm hoping.
Say it one more time.
I'm talking about the law for circumcision, and then Paul saying that it's because it's not necessary anymore. So I want you to
Not that
I
it's
want your
not
opinion.
okay.
What does that
So
mean?
it's not that it's not necessary. But if you're not circumcised on the 8th day, just like you committed adultery, just like if you
Mm-hmm.
was a murderer, it cannot be held
Right.
it cannot be held against you from coming back into the truth. So you not being circumcised is not your fault. That's your parents' fault. So that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
stop you from coming back to the truth. So you can come into the truth.
So,
Okay.
so that means I would have to get circumcised?
No, that is optional to you if you get circumcised.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And one final question. This is my final one, which will help me understand something about who's allowed in to be grafted. Because the only thing that I'm questioning is when Paul and Agrippa was
Agrippa,
talking,
Paul and
and he
Agrippa.
said to Agrippa,
Mm-hmm.
and he said to him like he hopes that he's a Christian like him, but I know Agrippa was like an Edomite. What does that mean?
Yeah, so it wasn't being serious. He was being sarcastic when he said that. And Agrippa was also being an asshole when you read it in context. As Paul is
Oh,
breaking it down, Agrippa's like, damn,
mm-hmm.
you almost persuaded me to be a Christian, but he's meaning it facetiously. I mean, Paul says it.
Oh.
Paul is saying, I wish all was like me. He's being just as facetious as Agrippa is being to him. Because remember, he
Uh,
it's just imagine being in court and you just trying to get out of court. That's it.
okay. All right
It
then.
ain't no more complicated than that.
Thanks, man.
All right. And soon as that when
All right, man.
no sweating, when Captain Mashak gives me the information, I'll send it to you. All right.
Thanks so much.
Hey, no problem.
Take it easy.
All right, you too. All right.
Bye.
I've been trying to catch that brother for a minute on the live. He actually called through WhatsApp. Just requested. All right. Somebody had asked, how do you discipline older kids? I'm assuming you mean like teenagers. I think that's what the question was. Like, how do you discipline? I think Rawath asked that question. Who is Judith? Y'all, I mean, why am I getting? Who is Judith? Judith can't call in and ask that question. Judith, is it possible for you to call in and ask that question? It'd be great if you could call in and ask. Let me know if she can't call in or something like that, because y'all treating Judith like she done gave a super chat of $1,000 or some shit like that, man. Yeah, they treating Judith like Judith, answer Judith's question. Judith puts Judith to the front. Jesus Christ. So y'all scared, wait. So because she said she gonna spam the chat, y'all decided to go stone crazy and make me answer her question. Cause she said y'all putting that woman first. Y'all seen Jaheim when he put the woman first? Hey, y'all ever seen that picture? They said Jaheim put his woman first and how crazy his ass looked. And then they showed that picture of Too Short, who called the woman a bitch, and how he looked. What's my favorite word? Bitch. I can't believe the chat just got punked by a woman in the chat. I'm not saying I won't answer your question, Judith, but I need to know, before I decide if I'm going to answer your question or not, I need to know why you can't call in first. Threatening my chat is not going to work. And I got to teach my chat how to be strong. Because my chat, y'all, I can't believe the woman just came in here. I'm going to keep typing it. And they said, oh, don't keep typing it. Don't worry. I'm going to send the cap. The cap has a question. The cap is going to answer the question. We don't do that. Not the shotgunners. I can't believe not the shotgunners fell for a woman saying, I'm going to just spam the chat. Y'all a trip. Y'all should at least told her, put a super chat in there, we'll answer the damn question. No, Matan is, let me tell you something, Matan, I make Matan break character every live stream we do. Every live stream, the 2 live streams that me and Matan did, I make him break character 4 times each one. And I tell him each time, leave it in there. But he doesn't leave it in there. But to answer Rawap's question, so my oldest child is 24. And so growing up, when it comes to teenagers and stuff like that, I've never had to beat my daughter. I had a stepson, or have a stepson. I don't want to say had. Have a stepson. When we first got I think I might have disciplined him physically twice. But it's a little different with stepchildren. It's a little different because as a father, he had a father or has a father because his father's still living. And so I never wanted to violate their relationship like that. So I won't speak on that side. But for my actual daughter, I was always able to just communicate with her. Now with these boys I got now, when they get older, ask me when my boys get 12 and 13 and 14. Ask me then. But with Kamara, just always talking to her. Like I don't think y'all know the value of. And here's what I'm good at with children especially. I'm good at staring at my kids and observing them, watching them, learning their patterns, learning how they talk, learning how they lie, learning how they tell the truth, and by learning how they lie, learning how they tell the truth, learning if they eye go this way, if they go that way, what it does help me do is ask questions to pull the answer out and make them comfortable enough to do it. Like I told my daughter, I said, I'll never get angry at you if you just tell me what you did. If you just flat out just come out with it and just tell me, I'll never be angry. I said, but if you keep it from me, I'm gonna be angry. And that's worked for me and Kamar. That's absolutely worked. When I talk to all these children I got out here now, I'm talking about y'all now. It's the same thing. It's a little like adults. I'm gonna tell you, if I could just sidebar, I'd rather have 100 kids to take care of than 100 adults. Cause you motherfucking adults is worse than the kids. With kids, you expect kids to be problems and shit. Listen, if I ever counseled you, counseled you, and you hear me say, and you hear me ask, how old are you? You doing some dumbass shit. If I've ever counseled you in the middle of the counsel, you just hear me be like, how old are you again? How old are you? 39? God damn, 39. All right, brother. All right, sister. All right, sister. You know, like when them sisters call you, when you get them calls, so them sisters, when them sisters calling about their husbands and shit, them sisters be sounding so fucking innocent, man. Sisters get on that line and be like, "Shalom, sir. Oh, no, I don't really want to tell you who the husband is, because I don't want you to look at him differently or nothing like that. But this is what's happening, and I just want it to be right." And and then you act now, and then when you just start asking questions, because what they be saying their husband be doing be so damn crazy. And I know, and I be saying to myself, I know the way you talking, he ain't doing this. This is what I'm saying to myself. I don't say it out loud. I say, I know the way you talking. He can't be doing that, because you just talking too soft and sweet. Let me throw a monkey wrench in the question. And I just say, well, what did you say when he had to go see his other rib? Yeah, you know, I said, I called her a bitch. Yeah, I said, why you gotta go? Why you gotta? And then I said, I said, so you do get a little crazy. Then they want to give me that dumbass laugh. Oh, you do get a little crazy. Sometimes, you know, I do. Now, once you pull that out, oh, yeah, I did some stuff too. I did some stuff too. Yeah, shut up, bitch. No, but Rawaf, to answer the question about adult children, if you have your children, the most important part is when them kids is young, establish the communication early. How you gonna communicate with them kids? Don't think that them kids are not gonna have an understanding of what you say. If you give a kid a phone, that kid is gonna know how to navigate that. That kid is gonna know how to navigate that phone. That kid is gonna find YouTube, and when the kid find YouTube, every kid knows how to find the goddamn Chinese cartoons. How the fuck do all the kids know how to find the Chinese cartoons on YouTube? I'll never know. If they ain't finding the Chinese cartoons, you know what they find? They find the YouTube videos where it's the tire just running over shit. You ever see the YouTube videos? The tire running over a hat. The tire running over a pick. The tire running over the Mentos. The tire running over the water bottle. The tire running over toothpaste. And they just watching the tire just destroy the shit. I'm watching my daughter watch the videos, and I'm like, what is the exciting about watching this tire just run over shit? And then afterwards, my daughter, here comes the rock, watching the tire run over shit. Knock us out, watching the tire run over shit. So kids are a sponge. They are a sponge on purpose, ready to absorb your information. So as you go to teach them, you got to think, if you're teaching them by yelling, you're overstimulating their mentality. You're not allowing them to progressively learn. You're teaching them through frustration. They don't know how to compute that. You can't scream at them. You can't panic at them. They don't know how to translate that. And then when they get older, as they get more mature, when you see their maturity level get higher and higher and higher and higher, that's how you increase how you communicate with them. And here's another thing. This is something mothers do. Mothers will have their first child, and however their first child is, that's how they expect the second child to be. And that's just not the case. Especially if your second child by a different nigga. I ain't gonna say that, you know. If your second child by a different man, you can't expect them to be the same. You wonder why they different. It's a whole different sperm. That's a whole different seed line. You got a child by a whole different seed line. You wondering why Johnny ain't acting like Mike. That's crazy work. But even if you have a child by the same father, they all different. They got different personalities. They're made different on purpose. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace, Cat. It's Art calling from Baltimore. Excuse me, Baltimore again. I talked to you about my parents, scheduling surgery together and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to chime in on the what you was talking about that dynamic of the stepfather.
Right.
How do you raise that or discipline that child? I'll say this: that my dad that I'm talking about is not my biological dad, and he raised me and my brothers on top of two other, my little sisters, which were his biological. I'll say he drew the line with my mom. Excuse me, when he was like, basically, listen, that's your mother, but that's my wife. So that discipline line right there is really what, as a kid, you like, oh, okay, that's my mom. I'm gonna do this, I can say this, I can do that. But when you had that structure there, that's like, listen, you don't run over, that's my wife.
Right.
So that respect line, it made it different, and we moved accordingly. And I can honestly say, for me, I have a stepchild. I have actually two, and for my children, I do the same thing, and I got the same thing where it's a look at my biological kids. It's like an innate thing. They know, and raising them up when they're young, you correct this, you say that, you do this. You don't gotta do all that. They already know. They'll tell the children that acting out, and you might not want to do that. you might not want to do that. So in that culture of it, the discipline and everything, it starts when they're a kid, but as well, it's also for me personally, it's like having that father figure in the home to draw that line.
That's what I mean, right? But that's what I mean. And what you're speaking to is the importance of a man being in the house. Stepfathers, it's a thin line, because some stepfathers, like you had a good stepfather. I was a good stepfather. But you got to come in with the understanding, like, I never made him call me daddy or pop or nothing like that, because he had a father. And I knew that if I forced that on him, I'm making a child make a decision between his father and me, and the child should never have to do that. But if we're going to be in the house, you're going to respect me as the authority. So it's almost like a stepfather has to understand you're a brother. You got to first be a brother to him. You could be almost like a big brother, like or something like that. But as far as being this father and he got to call you dad and all of that, no. But you can teach discipline though. Discipline. And here's what people don't understand too. And there was a study on this, that the children expect authority from the male. They expect nurturing from the female. That's the way a children's makeup is. So when the male comes in, that's why if you notice, that's why most men, when it comes to them disciplined children, they don't have to scream, hoot, and holler like women do. They can talk, and children are more so into respecting that authority. Whereas mothers, when they try to discipline, even if they want to be authoritative, they have to act what they perceive as is manly to the children. And it always resorts to the same thing, which is yelling, which just sound like high-pitched noise to a kid, and it don't go nowhere.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I can even speak on that for the way I, like I said, discipline my children. I talk to them. So even when they play football, they don't respond when they play football, because now my oldest son, my youngest son is 18, but and my oldest is 21. So basically,
when they played football, I had to tell their coaches, like, look, they don't respond to all that yelling, cussing, and calling them bees,
Right.
and you a pussy, you. That don't work. That actually make them poke their chest out, like, who you talking to, you know? Because my dad don't talk to me like that, you know.
Right.
You don't have to. You don't have to do that in order to, get that inspiration out of them. Just tell them, hey, look, you missed that play, don't miss the next one. It's that simple, you
Yep.
know. The cussing and fussing, the cussing and fussing and the passion that you have, say that for the referee, bro. Say that for an adult, you know.
Right.
But
Right. Right.
but I also wanted to speak on when you were talking about just now with, dang, what was it? You were talking about the
What?
son. Yeah, so for me, my son lost it. My oldest son lost his dad.
Mm.
So coming in, I had to reteach him because he lost his dad through another brother.
Mm.
So I had to teach him to trust and love black men again first before I could even build a relationship with him.
Right.
One of the first things, one of my first conversation with him when we got together. Now, mind you, I've known his mom since we were kids, but he never. I wasn't in his life that way. So yeah, like I said, the first thing he said to me, Cat, was, I said, look, whatever you need me to do, I'm here. I'm not trying to replace nothing. That conversation. He
Right.
said, yeah, just take care. A 12-year-old kid said, yeah, I just need you to take care of my mother, yo. Oh, okay. I said, oh, okay. Now it's nothing. What? 12 years old. Yeah, I just need you to take care of
But
my
you know
mother. Okay, that's
that
what
go
that.
back to when I was saying, like, as a 12-year-old kid, you would say he has an old spirit, and it could be
Mm-hmm.
him going through losing his pop, knowing that his mother needs a replacement. Him having that
Mm-hmm.
understanding, every 12-year-old is not going to know that. But him saying that to you lets you know exactly where you at with him, where
Mm-hmm.
where the relationship would be with him, his understanding, what he sees. He's probably had to grow up faster than he would have wanted because of the loss of his pop. And so that's probably why
Yeah.
he said that to you.
Yeah. Oh, no, it truly is. We talk, I mean, that's now I want to say through the Most High Christ, there's not a conversation. There's not a move he makes without a conversation with his Baba. He called me Baba.
Okay.
Without a conversation,
There you
he's
go.
gonna call. He's like, hey, what's this, what's that? But that started. I just want to tell the listening audience that starts with a build. Like, even for my oldest daughter that I have, I'm not with her mom anymore. She's not even my biological child. But my relationship I built with her doesn't. So when people will say, yeah, it's hard for the stepfather to build a relationship with the child, and he loses out when he breaks up with the mom or anything bad happens, that's not always the case. If you're that person for that child, that child will always build with you. That child will. That's my. I have a grandson, not biologically, but that's my. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Right.
that's my grandson, because that's how my daughter sees me as her dad. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all about the relationships you build with the children. Focus on the
Facts.
child as far as that. After that, it doesn't matter. The mother or whoever gonna do what they're gonna do, but that child will always know. Will
Mm-hmm.
always know. Oh, I got him in my corner. So yeah, I don't want to hold the line. I
No,
just
I
wanted to
appreciate. No, that
speak
was a
on
good
that
call.
aspect of the fatherhood.
No, I appreciate that.
No doubt.
That's a good call. Yep, definitely. All right.
No doubt.
All right, brother. Peace, man.
All right now.
All right.
Peace.
Hey, another aspect I want to add too, because when people talk about the stepfathers and they gone, because as that brother has a good story of being that stepfather that's there, being and still with the woman, it seems like a lot of that comes too from how that woman acts, because some mothers done introduce like 4 stepfathers to the kids. That's another dynamic. Another dynamic that comes in there is when you got so many fathers or so many men that you don't let in and out. That's another part of teaching kids that we don't, nobody ever want to talk about. Bringing a whole bunch of niggas around your daughter, around your son, letting them see these different men come in and out of your children's life also teaches them a very fucked up, horrible lesson as well. Let that sizzle in your spirit. You bring, broke up with your as soon as the nigga done left out, you probably, and don't be that you was cheating on the nigga. So as soon as he done moved out, like a whole month later, you got a whole new nigga in the house. And 6 months after that, you got another nigga that came in the house. Then a year after that, you had another nigga. Your children have seen 4 men. And every last one of them, this your new daddy, this your new daddy, this your new daddy. Let me know what sense that make. That don't make sense at all. And women don't be thinking about that. I would like to say men, but I don't really know a lot of men. Men have a far more respect of the baby mother and the kids than women do. That's another fact. Y'all see that girl now? Y'all see all that hoopla y'all did for what's the girl, Judith? She didn't give a super chat. I ain't see a question why she couldn't call in. And y'all went stone cold crazy over that girl. I just want to let y'all know. It was a waste of damn time. You wonder why? Oh, you blocked her. Now Bezos want to say she blocked. Now Bezos gangster now after saying, I sent Cap the question. I sent Cap the question. Now, I want to play one more thing, man. I thought this was funny. And then I'm going to end the show. I'm probably going to go to about 10:30, about another 14 minutes, all right? Hold on 1 second. All right. I want to play this video real fast. I thought this was interesting. And this is all you need to know about the type of woman you should not be with. I'm going to show y'all this video. This how you put...
She don't give a fuck.
So now, this says Cam Newton had Natalie stumbling over her words when he asked, take financials out of it. What qualities does a baddie bring to the table? And I want y'all to listen. And why not dumb? Y'all be thinking these pretty girls be pretty damn dumb. Because pretty girls believe all I gotta do. Pretty girls believe all I gotta do is be pretty. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? You gotta pause me in the background, dude.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on a second. Sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, Most High in Christ.
Most High in Christ.
This is Tazaryach. Yeah, I got a question I wanted to ask you. It has absolutely nothing to do with what your subject is today.
That's fine.
But it was something that's happened with me over a while, and I wanted to get your opinion. How do we is there a law in a way that we're supposed to dispose of our loved ones when they pass?
Yeah, you should bury them.
Is it burial or cremation?
No, you should not cremate anybody.
Okay.
You should bury them.
Oh.
There's certain oils. Like we have a funeral department in our school. So there's
okay.
Well,
I'm in the school, so now I know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, you contact your contact your camp leader. There's a certain way that we bury them. There's a way you wrap them. You know what I mean? You give them the honor. You take care of their body, put their body into the ground, and that's how you do it. Yep.
Time. Mm-hmm. All right, let me let you. I appreciate that, sir.
No sweat, man. Just contact your camp leader. He'll make sure to get the proper steps for you. All right.
Yeah, well, it's a little too late now, but I didn't have no control. I didn't have no control over anything.
Well, then don't feel faulted for that. Then if it's not in your control. Sometimes if you're dealing with family in the world, you can't control it. And the thing, and the messed up thing when it comes to death, that's when the ugliness of the family gets revealed.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
We're going through it too.
Yeah, all the time. They start fighting over it. As soon as somebody passes away, they start fighting. They first most they want to know is what they can get from the person that died. Did they have money? Then they argue over his belongings, and everybody want to be in control and make their death about them when it ain't about you. It's about the person that passed away. So all of that goes on with family. That's when you see the ugliness of family. So if they did what they did on their own, that's no fault of you. All right?
Time.
All right, no sweat, brother.
No time, guys.
All right, shalom. You have some shit with that. All right? Now, I want y'all to listen to this.
They don't care. Baddies don't care.
But what I'm referring to is it's not necessarily about money all the time. And I think
no, you said that. No. You said what is it that makes a male?
No, I will say it again.
Okay, say it again.
Why should a man take a baddie serious?
I just told you when they make more money and they're the boss. Cool. She's the boss. But, so he makes. So what I was trying to refer to is he makes more money, right? Right. But she's the boss.
Okay, take money out of it.
No, it was money out of it. He definitely makes more money than her. She's still running that shit.
Okay, but take financials out of it.
Okay, so what?
What are the qualities that a baddie may bring to the table?
Damn.
She's definitely more popular than him. I don't even know who the fuck he is. So if he wants, respectfully, I don't watch Major League Baseball, but. If
he said take the financials out. What is the benefit of being with a baddie? She ain't got no answer.
Baddie that is an it girl, that's what she's bringing to the table because she's definitely her follower, everything. She's more popping. So I don't know, sometimes I'm a little bit older. I don't really care about. She don't give a fuck. They don't care. Baddies don't care.
But
that's an airhead. Look at that. Look at Roland. Said it at the same time, Roland. That's an airhead. You can think you want a baddie all you want. Y'all be looking at them pretty girls. You better ask them pretty girls. Ask them pretty girls some math questions and shit. Ask them pretty girls what's 7 times 7. See what that bitch say. You better ask them what's the square root of 4. Just ask them what's the square root of 4. Ask them their state capital. You better start asking them women if they know some shit and listening. Ask them if they can fucking cook. You better get some value out of these women, man. You be thinking it's cool, because let me tell you, when them looks fade, and everybody's looks fade, except mine. Now let me stop. But everybody looks fades, including mine. And if you don't have nothing but your looks, that's why do you think the baddies have all the cosmetic surgery and all of that shit? Why do you think they show their body at 50? You know why Halle Berry, you know why Diana Ross's white daughter, you know why they're showing their bodies at such an old age? Because they don't have shit else. You know who ain't showing their body? Angela Bassett, Felicia Rashad. They not showing their bodies at old age because they have something else. That's all you need to know. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me today. It's been a hell of a show. Listen, we got 331 people in here. We got 324 likes. Does that mean the sale ends on December 31st? Let me think. Let me look on my Etsy. Let me think. Let me look on my Etsy and see if that means. Let me look on my Etsy and see if that means the sale could go. Let me see. Let's go to marketing. Let me go to Etsy ads. Let me look. Sale. Where my sales at? I mean, Where's sales? There we go. Sales and discounts. Details. Let me see. All right, so it's gonna go. I'm gonna let it go till December 31st. Ain't no damn one more. Do y'all know how long this damn sale been going on? Now, what I am gonna do before I close out, because I'm such the best guy on the internet. Judith Harmony, question sent by Bezos, the so-called tough gangster girl on the shotgunners. She screenshot and sent me the question. It's not even a super chat, but Bezos sends me the question. Says, so people have different religions, can't be friends? I'm gonna keep asking. So when it says, so people that have different religions can't be friends, that don't, I would retype that question, Bezos, the way that Rod helped me, looks right on the screen. Don't look right. So to answer your question, when you have a friend that's in a different belief, I don't know if you really look at it as a friend. You got to look at it like I'm not friends with Muslims. I know Muslims. I'm not friends with Christians. I know Christians. But now, will you use the term friend? Yeah, you use the term friend loosely. But if I go in the scriptures, wait 1 second. Let me see if I can get this scripture here. It's going to be 2 scriptures I'm going to give you. It's the first scripture. This is John 15 and 15. This is, I'm going to start at John 15 and 12. It says, this is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you. This is how you should have your level of what friends is. This is how you look at actual friends. Now, we all use this word loosely, myself included. But when you talk about the epitome of what a friend is, it should go to this level that Yahushua said. Then verse 15 says, henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have ever heard of my Father, I have made known to you. So now, when they get to calling somebody a friend, let it be on that level. When they get to call somebody an associate, a friend associate, then it could be, yeah, there's some Muslim, but he a cool cat. Oh yeah, he in the world, he a cool cat. It'd be like that. The other part, in Corinthians, they use this for marriage, right? They use this term, I might have to put it with a V. Wait, hold on. I might be spelling this wrong, hold on. This is 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. It says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. Caller, hold on. Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion hath light with darkness? So I don't really look, my advice would be is, don't look at them as Christians, Muslims, atheists, whatever they are. Just look at them as whatever their name is, whatever your relationship is with them. Because if you go by what their belief system are, you can't be yoked in with them. Yoked is like if you're yoked together with another, like the yoking, and if you had a yoked ox and he got that yoke on him, And now imagine you yoked with someone else. You have to you have to walk the same direction. You can't, but if you're two different beliefs, you wouldn't be able to walk together. The yoke, it'll be a tug of war, which way you're gonna go. So you can't be yoked together. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Calling from Memphis, Tennessee. What's going on with you?
What's going on? You got a question or comment?
Yeah, I wanted to question you about just what you had said, bro. You had actually said some shit that I had to call in. You said and I just want to clarify first. You're basically saying you can't be friends with somebody if you got different spiritual beliefs.
No, I'm saying you gotta be careful with your level of friendship. Like I wouldn't call a Christian my friend and then call an Israelite my friend and it mean the same. It doesn't.
That's a powerful point. Could we both also agree that there's people who are Israelites and they also subscribe to the same doctrine that you have, and they might have not yet shown that they ready to go with you on that level?
Correct.
So shit, we can say the same thing about Israelites. We can't call nobody a friend until they show themselves.
I just read the verse where you should take the level of who you should call a friend. That's why I use what Christ said. When you, like, even in the Bible, let's go another step further. One of my favorite books in the Bible is called Ecclesiasticus, right? And when you read that,
I agree with the criteria, Cap. I'm just
no,
saying,
I'm not saying,
should
no,
we
I'm
at
not
least
saying you,
give a person the opportunity to show themselves?
That's what I'm about to go to. No, I don't think you,
Okay.
you're not saying anything that is like strife or anything. So don't feel like that. What you just
No, it's
what you
all good.
just
I was just trying to get an understanding, bro.
no, it's good that you called because I'm about to read so you can get where I'm coming from even further. This is Ecclesiasticus, the 6th chapter. I'm gonna start at verse 5. I'm sorry, I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, "Be at peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000." Now the reason why I started there is because you could be cool with a lot of people, but then there's gonna be that one person that if there's something going down, some advice you need, XYZ, you're not going to everybody because everybody, even though you're at peace with 1,000 people, 1,000 people don't need to know your business. You need to be able to confide or talk to somebody to where when you talk to him or her, it doesn't go now spread to the whole internet. It don't get all around the street and everybody know your business. Verse 7 says, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first and be not hasty to credit him. So everybody is not a friend. That's why you at the end, I don't know if you caught the tail end. I said, when you get a friend, whether they Muslim, Christian, whatever they may be, you can't look at their belief system as whether they're going to be a friend or not. You can't even look at that. Like you even made a good point. There's brothers that call themselves Israelites that I wouldn't say was my friend. So it's not that, and so it's not a spiritual belief thing. But I think when the person asked the question, it might have been along the lines of like, we're in this whole Christmas bullshit with the white man. And so the Christians, if you're not a Christian, would you go hang around? Like, let's say if I'm an Israelite, I'm not going to hang around my Christian friend. If I had them, I'm not hanging around them during this time because I don't follow that. I think that's what the person was asking about. Caller, hold on. You understand, brother? Oh, I think he hung up. All right, 442.
Shalom, Cap. Yeah,
what's going on, Op?
So this is the brother that was in Kenya. I'm in California now, and I'm on my way to the school in Durham.
Oh, there you go. There you go. This brother traveled all the way from motherfucking Africa. Go ahead, brother. My bad, brother. ahead. Go ahead. I get it off your chest, man. Go ahead. Caller, hold on.
Thank you for being a part of that process of me coming into the
Most
truth.
High in Christ. That's the Lord,
Because I didn't even know I could actually join the Trooper program while I was out there, so that's why it took me a bit. So yeah, I'm headed to Durham. I actually got to meet Wagabar and Ibal out here in San Bernardino because I'm in California at the moment.
Right.
So I also have 2 questions for you.
Go ahead, Go ahead. What's your question?
Number 1, do you know why the name One West was chosen? I'm just curious as far as like the West part.
That's the address to the school. The address was 1 West 125th Street. So when we just say 1 West, we're just representing the address. It could have been 1 North. It could have been 1 South. It could have been 1 Road or something. It just was the address.
Got it. I understand. And also, do we still keep the year of Jubilee?
I don't know if we can keep that here because the year of well, we keep the feast day. We keep the high hope. Let me make sure that I'm correct on that. But as far as the year of Jubilee where we don't work, I think because in the year of Jubilee is like when you don't work or till the ground or something like that, right?
Sure.
No, well, we're not in our land to control people keeping that. So I would say no.
Got it. That makes sense. All right, shalom, God.
Hey, no sweat, shalom out. Hey, good to see you got up in that class, man. And they gonna probably make a clip out of me doing that stupid ass Africa shit you just made me do. Making me do that Africa shit. Caller, what shit? Hold on 1 second. Caller, hold on. I think the call dropped. I said they're gonna probably make a clip out of me doing that Africa shit. So I'm gonna take you to counsel as soon as you get into class. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing. Enjoy the rest of your day, y'all. Shalom. Shalom. All right, shalom. All right, on my phone it says Octavian.
Hey, what's up, man?
Octavian, that was the dude's name on Spider-Man too, right?
Yeah, I believe it was, man.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
okay.
Man, my mama, she was history buff, man, so that's where my name came from.
Oh, okay. You got a question or comment?
Yeah, man, a couple comments. But, man, I just want to say, man, it's been refreshing to hear them debates, man, here lately, man, with Matan and the other one.
Okay, most
yeah, with the little guy, with Jake Shields, man, that little guy up, too.
Yeah.
But, man, first comment, man, with the other one, man, with Matan, and I noticed that y'all got more views. You got more views than Charlamagne the God, I believe.
Yeah, listen, listen. Don't let me get to start talking shit now. We got a lot more. We got a lot more views than just Charlamagne now. We got. Wait, let me.
Hey, that's just what I noticed because when I was scrolling through, I saw the other people up there. I didn't really know who they were, but I know Charlamagne. I saw how many views he had.
Yeah. So if I go look on the channel right now, right? Since we on the channel, let me count. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you go on his channel right now, right, and you go to the video section and you hit popular, when you hit popular, it's gonna put the videos in rank order from the most popular to the least popular. And right now, ISUPK have 2 of the top 10 most popular videos on his channel. And those videos, the first one is 1.8 million from 2 months ago. And the second one is 1.1 million from 7 days ago. Now, we got more views. We got more views than Donnell Rawling, Sal Volcano, Lefty Gunplay, Fresh and Fit. Let me see some more. I'm gonna try to see the famous Howie Mandel, Charlamagne the God, Dr. Phil, Harlan Williams, Clifton Stewart, the ones that we debated, we beat them. Let me see, Vicky, that dumb broad, Dave Lucas, Let me see some more. Dave Blunts, some Flat Earthers, Pac-Man Jones, Rampage, Bryce Crawford. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I want to tell y'all something so bad, but I'm gonna wait till it get etched in stone. But we got a battle coming up. Me and Tazaryach got a 2-on-2 battle coming up. It's gonna be fire. I just want y'all to know that.
Well, look, this is my other comment, man. When you was debating the other two little white guys you tore up with my tongue, when they was on the other side of the table.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, one comment, man, when they were saying the God doesn't have an image. You remember when they were saying that?
Right.
And then 10 minutes later, he was arguing you up and down that we were created in God's image. I was hoping you was gonna say that, man. I thought you were.
I probably didn't think about it. Yeah, I probably didn't think about it.
But I do want to, just let you know, man, I appreciate you, man. That's just some good content, man. And I just hope it gets bigger and bigger, man. Because
definitely, me too.
Not only good content, it's good for the learning, man. Especially to see how y'all, tear them boys up when they think they know. And just like Matan said, man, you got to stay humble. Stay humble, but
nah, fuck Matan. Fuck Matan saying stay humble. Hey, yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Yeah, that's what I'm about to say, man. Fuck him and his humble. He was just mad because he thought them white boys was gonna answer that question. I'm glad you said that because I'm gonna play that clip. He thought them white boys was gonna answer that question.
Please, man. I'm telling you, man, that was something, man. I was hoping that, y'all could have busted in the head with that, but, that's a good clip for y'all, if you want to, go back to that. But I'm not going to keep you no long. But, man, I appreciate you, bro.
All right, no sweat.
You know that, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
My name, I take.
But I got you. I ain't going to never forget your name, nigga. That's there's some names you just don't forget.
Hey, well, I appreciate it, man. You going to hear from me again, man.
All right, no sweat, brother. All right, brother. Take care.
All right.
All right, before I go, I want to make sure I played this video. Hold on. Let me see if I got it on my YouTube. Wait, I think I got it on my Instagram. Hold on. I titled this video. What did I title this video? I titled this video, "The Black Man is always the smartest in the room." Watch this.
Goes for anybody, whoever can answer it first gets a point. If Pig's not related to Pig and Pig's not related to Flabo, then who's related to Jam and Jack if he's not related to them but he's to Fugo, who's not related to Pin or Piper? I'll keep reading it until somebody gets it right. Okay. If Pig's not related to Pig and Pig's not related to Flabo, then who's related to Jam and Jack if he's not related to them but he's to Fugo, who's not related to Pin or Piper?
He's related to Fugo.
He got it. That's a point for the Israelites, unfortunately. That was the right answer.
I wasn't even paying attention the first time.
But look at him, man. Look at him, man.
Yeah, you were.
Look at him,
trying to
man.
make it even cooler. You got the point. Now move on. Be humble. Okay.
Yeah. That's the dopest shit ever, yo. That's the dopest shit ever. I'm gonna make sure. Listen, I'm gonna add this. Where's this shit at? This gonna be added to my This gonna be added to my StreamYards. This right here. That right there. Yeah. About to add that. This where the Yak Dance was born. I'm gonna add that to the StreamYard. So I appreciate y'all rocking. While I got y'all here, make sure y'all subscribe to my Facebook page. It'd be greatly appreciated. My Facebook page is Captain Tazaryach TV. And the reason why I want y'all to subscribe there, because of course that has my name, Captain Tazaryach. I'm building that up. I'm actually at 5.3K followers on there, trying to, like, my Tyree Gas is like 21K, but I'm trying to transition over to the Captain Tazaryach TV one. I want to start utilizing that more. So I need y'all to follow me on there. So if you go in there, you're gonna see Captain Tazaryach TV right there. As you can see, I do put up content on there consistently. All right, so you want to make sure you subscribe and follow that page. A lot of if it's not YouTube, I'll be putting exclusive videos on that as well. So also too, shout out to Bezos for reminding me. We just reached 43K a couple days ago. So I'm going to show y'all my growth this year. So being that it's already December 29th. So in this year, if I go to my analytics, right, and I go to subscribers. So for the year of 2025, I have gained 23,140 subscribers this year. And what did I say that was pause? But I gained 23,140 subscribers, and that's a 73% growth from last year. That's how dope this year has been. If I go to 2024, so just to show y'all, so in 2024, I only gained 13,402 subscribers. And to show you how much growth that was, because if y'all don't remember, I didn't use this channel. So this channel started, I think, in 2018. But I didn't start using this channel until 2024. So that growth to 13,402 subscribers that grew in 2024, that was 154% increase. Because that's when I was using it because I was only using Cross the Line Radio. So in 2025, I almost doubled that. So that shout out to y'all, shout out to the shotgunners, shout out to doing the consistent. Well, let me do it in correct order. All praises to the Most High for that growth, staying consistent, doing the work, doing the Car Chronicles, doing debates, treating it like a TV channel. So I always put up old debates, old information, and stuff like that. Who knows what's going into this next fiscal Esau year. But I'm looking to do more work as we go into our new year. So we're kind of like in the winter of our new year. So we still got more work to do. Listen, me and Tazaryach about to debate these two Christians. And when y'all see the two Christians we about to debate, y'all going to be like, ooh, cap. Ooh, cap. We about to do another 2-on-2 Christian debate. The tentative date. Hold on, I don't know if this is a real call or not. Hello? Yeah, that don't sound like no real call. So the tentative date, I think, is January 21st. And when y'all see these two Christians, y'all gonna be like, ooh. And then the niggas that said they was tired of hearing Captain Tazaryach and Captain Tazaryach gonna be like, damn, we can't get rid of these niggas. No matter what we do, we can't get rid of these niggas. All right? Let me see. What did Proud FBA say? Let me see. Hold on 1 second, call. Let me see what Proud FBA said. I've been following you for at least a decade. Shout out to you, Proud FBA. Appreciate that. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, guys? This is Dan from Florida.
What's going on, brother?
You hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Very much. Ain't you supposed to be battling the homeboy today?
That's what we said. That's what he say. But he done postponed it twice, so it should be at 1 o'clock today. So we'll see. I ain't seen. Okay. It should be at 1 o'clock today. So I'm supposed to have a debate at 1 o'clock versus William. We'll see if it goes through or not. All right. That's what I'm about to go take. That's what I'm about to go prepare for.
All right. Can I ask you a quick biblical question?
Yes.
Hebrews 7:12. For the priesthood being changed, there is made a necessity a change also of the law. What does that mean when it says change also of the law?
It's not the change is talking about transfer. It's not a change. So like the transfer law of the priesthood? Transfer what?
Of the priesthood?
Yeah, meaning it was always a Melchizedek priesthood. It was actually transferred to the Levites. Now it's transferring back to the original priesthood it was supposed to be in the first place, which is the Melchizedek priesthood. And you can read that in Exodus. Well, we was always supposed to be a nation of priests. That's in Exodus, I think, 19 and 16. Let me see if that's it, if I got the right verse. Nope, hold on. It might be 16, 19, hold on. Is it 13? Hold on 1 second, let me just find it real fast. Exodus 19 and 6, it says, "And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel." So, of course, the Levites got it when they joined themselves to Moses, when the children of Israel made the golden calf. That's how we had the Levitical priesthood. So it transferred to the Levites. So now it's just transferring back. So when you look up that Greek word in Hebrews 12, you'll see that the definition says transfer. The translation, chose to use change, but when you look at it, you'll see it'll say transfer.
Okay.
All right.
Appreciate that. Quick question: if you can tell me what verses explain what you were saying to the other gentleman that called about being cremated or being buried. Are there any verses that I can use?
You said what?
When the other gentleman called and asked you about cremation.
About burning the body?
Are there any verses?
I would have to find, I don't know off the top of my head. I would have to find them. I'll try to have them for the next Car Chronicles. Or if I teach class tonight, Monday, I'll try to have it.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that. I'll be checking in the class, and I'll probably be checking for you tomorrow on Car Chronicles.
All right. No sweat. All right. No sweat. All right. So, yeah, I am supposed to have a debate at 1 o'clock. We'll see. I'm going to go prep for it. If it don't happen, I don't know what I'm going to do. If it does not happen, then I'll probably still do the live. It'll just be myself and then just going through the information that I would have brought out for the debate. All right. So with that said, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrak Atham, Yahweh Shemal Atham Bashem Yahweh Shai.